Okay, this is going to be fun. Suddenly realized that I do have some way of taking pictures. I didn't realize until fairly recently that there was a webcam on the computer that you sent with me. So I'm going to take you on a walking tour. The trouble is I won't be able to see what I'm shooting as I shoot. So hopefully you'll get a narrative. And hopefully I'll be pointing the cam, which is right at the top of the screen, in the right direction. And I'm just going to have to hope that I get a good enough view for everything. So here goes. Let's see. Can't see much in the, this is our what's called the back porch, which is actually the way we go in and out. And actually, I'm panning around. I hope it doesn't make you dizzy. I don't know what else to do, otherwise I'll have to. Anyway, it's actually kind of cleaned out right now. That little couchy thing over there, it was actually one of the boys' beds built by the father. Usually it's piled high with stuff, but we've cleaned it off and put the bed thing back. That little pad thing was what I was sleeping on in the beginning. And we're going to use it as a couch and actually sitting area out here. It'll be cleaned up a little bit more, and I'll send you more if this is successful. We're about to walk out onto the sidewalk, which I constructed. Ta-da! I'm not sure how this is showing, so I'm just kind of panning up and down so you can get an idea. This is, still have tools out. The reason I'm doing this so quick, I was trying to clean up and have everything clean for this, but the problem is it's going to rain tomorrow and tomorrow night, and don't know when I'm going to have a chance again, so I thought I'd see how well this works. So this is walking out our back porch, actually, they call it. And this is the view out the back porch. You see the horses grazing. Walk up to the edge. Now this is covered in kudzu in the summertime. That's the reason there's so much garbage down there, is that summertime you can't see all the garbage. I'm about to clean it all out, and actually I'm going to try to get rid of the kudzu for him this year. That lake down there was constructed by Jerry, the oldest son. I'm sorry about the glare. It may be totally wiping out your image, but there's a where you don't have the glare. You can't see the original house that Ms. Wallace and her husband lived in. We can see the top of it. That was the original house they lived in. I've never been down there, but evidently there's a waterfall behind the house, and he actually has the stream running through the house. Can't wait to see it. This is all messy out here right now, but I'm going to clean it up before Christmas. But this is the house. Now, I know this is a kind of a grainy shot, but you can see how much work there is to be done, right? And as soon as we have the funds, I'm going to get stuff to repair all this. Most of this is just painted cinder block, and the cinder block is actually, the mortar is beginning to kind of crack because the house is settling some. Can't do anything about that, but I can put better siding on the front porch. And this is the cement mixer. It's evidently circa 1920s. It is really heavy. It is really thick. They don't make them like this, but you can see the sidewalk upward. Now, what you can't see probably is that it's really uneven down here at the end. That's because we ran out of concrete about 2 bags short. So I was trying to finish as best I could with what I had while Julie went in at 6 o'clock trying to find some place to sell us concrete. The reason it's so rubbly down here is that's intentional. I've put rubble down at the end of the sidewalk because it's very thin there, only about 2 inches thick, and I want that rubble settling down at the edge of it because that'll be the weakest point. Alright, like I say, sorry about the mess. I'll do this again when it's a little prettier. I wanted to see how this works. This is the barn I'm working on. Now, the reason I'm working on it so much, the first thing we saw was, if you see that foundation down there, it's supposed to, everything be sitting on those blocks. Even as we speak, the primary thing holding this thing up is the actual support weight structure of the slats going up and down. Now I've got a bunch of stuff, and I'm not going to show you right now, but right now you're just getting a tour of the property. I'll show you inside the garage and what I've done on it another time. Those are the Christmas balls that I hung, and boy, were they amazed when I got that done, because I'd wanted to do it last year. Couldn't think how to do it, and then it was actually rainy one day, and I thought, well, I had actually come up with the idea. I didn't know that they had thought of it last year and just couldn't accomplish it. There's a white car out there, actually. It's actually a double wide with a conversion added on and a deck and stuff, but that's Glenn, the brother who's never speaking to anyone in the family again, who's run off with a woman who evidently he wanted to marry before he married Annette, but the woman didn't want to get married, and so he married Annette real quickly, had a couple of kids and raised them, and then all of a sudden he met the woman again, and she wanted to get together this time. Now over there you see a barn and some old structures. That thing that looks like a trailer over there, that's David, the brother David, the one I sung with. He does catering, Smoky Dave's Barbecue. He evidently makes the best smoked barbecue around. I mean, people come from a long way away if they know that he's going to be in an event. I'll see what I can do tonight and how much this thing will actually record before it runs out of RAM, and how big the file is and whether I can send it or not. But now I'll come out and try to show you what it looks like lit up at night. But you can kind of see that cross over there on that tree, and that's the tree I hung the lights on, and this is just a view of where everything is. Now back there is all junky like any white trash redneck yard, because that's all the junk that was in the barn. A lot of it's just garbage, but I haven't had a chance, or a trailer or anything, to actually even haul it to the dump. And we don't have funds. I mean, any funds we have, I'm gonna spend on the barn, not on hauling to the dump. But anyway, I'll show you more later on that. I wanted to give you just an idea of the house. This is the house, and this is what they call the front porch. Front door, actually that door there leads directly into Julie's bedroom. That air conditioner has evidently been sitting there a very long time, and nobody's bothered to haul it off yet. Well, there's a bunch of scrap metal in the back, and whenever I get a trailer borrowed from, I think David's got a utility trailer like yours, Dad. If I can borrow it, I'm going to take a trip to the scrap metal place and get a few bucks for it. So this is our front porch. Right? Looks a little bit messy in the daytime because of all the cords and stuff we strung to light everything up, but it's very, very pretty at night. If you look up there at top, that's that bronze star thing that's lit up that guy gave me from, that I met at the storage unit place where I had my storage unit down there. If you remember, I met him and he just gave it to me, and it lights up at night as a star. It's really nice. So this is the view from the front yard. There's a piece of kudzu that Julie cut and had in the room at one point, but I kind of cleaned out her room. So this is a better view of the lake out there. I'm not going to surprise Mrs. Wallace by walking in and saying, "Hey, you want to meet my parents?" But we'll get some video of this all together at some point. Anyway, just wanted to give you an idea what the area looked like. This little driveway here is one end of the circular drive that goes all the way around the house. And now we're back to pretty much where we started. Like I say, it's going to look a lot neater and cleaner real soon because I'm cleaning up the yard and everything for Christmas. And just wanted to give you what it's like. It's really very beautiful. It'll especially be beautiful once I finish some of the work on the house. Now Julie's actually painted the front of the house where we just left. This whole area though, she didn't have any way to do it, and it needs to be repainted. But frankly, this area here, we need to put new siding and stuff on it. It's just rotting away. Anyway, love you. I'm going to stop this and see how it goes.